The ODM party is on the verge of exiting the broad-based government arrangement. According to inside sources, apparently things are very hot inside one of the oldest political parties in the country called Kenya. And according to these sources, this exit from the broad-based government is bound to be very messy. Okay? Because currently things are hot, so definitely the divorce is not going to be a quiet, peaceful divorce. It is going to be very messy, and obviously it is going to impact greatly on the ODM party. ODM party unity is at risk. Welcome to my show today, where I will attempt to update you on the latest that is going on behind the scenes, okay, which shortly will explode to the public in breaking news and developing news. But before I do that, I would like to clarify something very important from my previous video. Now, if you took in my last video, you'll remember we said that the use of a shotgun, which is normally used for hunting, I hear also bandits use it. There is actually a very good reason for using such a gun. It is not a usual police gun. But there's something I'd like to bring to your attention and emphasize. Maybe it was not clear in the last video. You see, tracing a risasi to a particular shotgun is impossible. Why? Because the barrel of a shotgun, unlike that of a rifle, is smooth, making it very difficult, virtually impossible, to match a certain risasi to a certain shotgun, if you can find that shotgun. I believe that did not come out very clearly in my last video, and that's why I thought it's a good idea to clarify it. And already the way that case is going, the way we're hearing the lawyers of Police Constable Masinde Barasa and Police Constable Duncan Kiprono, the stories we're hearing from their lawyers on social media, at Isijui the whole thing was AI generated. I believe at this early juncture, it is possible to see which direction this case is already taking. And you see, to convict somebody in a court of law, you need evidence, solid evidence. And already the lawyers are saying, from that video which has gone viral, it is not possible to identify his clients. In other words, he's saying those people in that video are not his clients. They are not these two police constables. So let us wait and see where this one goes. But already you have a heads up here. Because if somebody starts off by using a different kind of gun, already that tells you something. It tells you that these people were protecting themselves, so that in case this thing goes to court, there will be a huge deficit of conclusive evidence. Because you can't convict somebody out of emotions. No way! You need solid evidence. By the way, Constable Barasa and Constable Kiprono were arraigned at the Milimani Law Courts, shortly before I came in to make this particular recording. And there is a question I want to ask. Why is it that when a governor comes to court, they're in handcuffs, very clearly? But when a cop comes to court, they're never in handcuffs. Talam came swaggering into court. You could not believe that he's the suspect. And even these two, Barasa and Kiprono, they came bouncing into court. They had no handcuffs. So maybe the Kenya Police Service and the Kenya Prison Service can update us and tell us what is the criteria for putting handcuffs on people. Is it for PR optics? Because that's what it looks like. That should be interesting if they give us a reason, not a cooked one, the real reason. Although I suspect they can never give us the reason. Because the reason is, shall I say, political? and also optics, nothing to do with the law. Anyway, back to this very big news of ODM on the verge of a divorce. Now we're going to look at the consequences of that exit. And to assist us, this thing has happened in the past. In fact, Raila Odinga's political party, some time back, before ODM, a party called NDP, there was a time it exited a kind of broad-based government arrangement, and the results were catastrophic. Okay, we'll look at that. And of course, we'll look at the current environment, 2025, and list the inevitable consequences to the Ruto regime when this happens. It is no longer a matter of if it happens. It is just a matter of when it happens. Please believe me. All this manenos is very depressing. So why don't we take a minute or two to go down to the coast and look at something a little more relaxing before we come into this very heavy manenos of how the ODM party is about to bolt. I'll be back shortly. Did you know that your dream by the sea can actually start today? Especially because everybody knows the best time to invest is when times are hard. You really need to take a look at this beachside property at the Malaika Beach area in Malindi, which is going for a considerable discount. Only 25 million an acre, when an acre in this area goes for 30 million plus. You can see how beautiful it is. And it's close to renowned beach hotels. Walking distance in the neighborhood. If you're interested, use the telephone number you see on your screens right now, or 10210-6218. Let your dream by the sea start now. When Raila Odinga's NDP party merged with KANU after the 1997 general elections, just like today, most people could not believe. How can Raila join KANU? How can Raila work with Moi? A vast majority of Kenyans at the time were very angry, but that marriage happened. Now, the super fascinating thing, which is very relevant for what is happening today, when it came to the time that NDP, the party, exited KANU, the results were catastrophic. Indeed, the mighty, very strong, solid KANU party was never the same again. And of course, this quickly led to their very heavy loss in the election that followed in 2002, when their candidate, Uhuru Kenyatta, lost to Mwai Kibaki. So fast forward to the present. It is important to note that the NDP party was a very small party, mostly domiciled in Luo Nyanza. However, the ODM party is a truly national party, and although it is strongest in Luo Nyanza and was strongest in Western Kenya, the Mlembe nation, the truth is the party has branches and tentacles in virtually every corner of the country. But the ODM party has also been very strong at the coast. And so, the exit of ODM from the broad-based government is going to have a very major impact on the Kenya Kwanza government. And I think we can use the same word. It is going to have a catastrophic effect on the Kenya Kwanza government. And there's something else super important. Many analysts do not realize the reason why Ruto pushed so hard for the broad-based government. I will tell you, his numbers in parliament, believe it or not, were slipping. He needed the numbers in parliament to push forward his agenda. And when the broad-based government happened, voila, he had his numbers back. So what that means is that when the ODM party withdraws, those numbers will vanish. Now this is very significant because it opens the door to all kinds of very nasty things happening. Yeah, like an impeachment motion against Ruto in Parliament. Oh yes. Now, super fascinating. One of the reasons why this divorce is going to be very messy is that some insiders are saying, wait for this one, some insiders are saying that the problem is that these days Raila Odinga is remote controlled. He is not himself. The people making these decisions are people very close to Raila Odinga, including some family members. Ay. Now I'm going to cover that in a separate video. Look out for it. You don't want to miss it. Because this information, even me, it shocked me. With all my years in political analysis, it still shocked me. Now very quickly before I go, we have an offer for the last 48 hours of my most sensitive special report ever produced. Yeah, strictly for the next 48 hours. You can be able to get it, as well as all past videos, for the very special price of only Kenya shillings 1,999. You can see details on your screens right now. Please act quickly. There will be absolutely no extensions. Okay, this is a last minute chance, especially considering how times are hard and many people want this information. Therefore, take full advantage of it and go for it. This special report is like no other I've ever produced. And those who have taken it in say exactly that. Until next time, this is Chris Kumekucha.